So let's start off this video with asking the question that everybody wants to know. Are we in an AI bubble? Tech stocks this week took a huge tumble as reality hit the AI market hard. NVIDIA was down 3.5%, Palantir plunging around 9% or more, and even rattled the global market. And the reason was because a new MIT study revealed 95% of companies investing in AI are seeing zero returns. Meanwhile, OpenAI CEO is warning that we are in an AI bubble. But here's what the headlines aren't telling you, and this is what I want to go over in this entire video, is why this creates a massive opportunity for smart businesses. So let's look at what's actually happening in the enterprise AI space. We're talking about 30 to 40 billion in enterprise AI investment, quite a bit. That's a massive amount of money, but here's the shocking part. Only 5% of those companies are actually reaping the rewards from their AI investments. So now the stock market is finally waking up to this harsh reality. Okay, so now let's take a look at what actually caused the chaos in the market. This MIT study breaks this down in stark terms. 95% zero return rate. So just think about that for a second. Most companies are stuck with literally zero measurable profit impact from their AI investments. But here's the key insight that everybody's missing. It's not the AI models that are the problem. The technology works. We've all seen it. We know it works. Issue is the learning gaps and flawed integration strategies. Companies are buying tools, but they have no idea how to implement them effectively. Working with dozens of companies, I see it's the same 6 blind spots over and over again. First, accountability drift. Executives blame regulation instead of taking ownership of the integration challenges. Second, impact measurement gaps. They have no clear way to track productivity or profit metrics. To me, this is probably the most important, is being able to track if it's working and the ROI. The third one is the productivity. Companies stop hiring, but don't measure if AI is actually filling the gap, right? So if you're replacing people or if they stop hiring, they do not know how it's actually working, because once again, they didn't do the second one where they actually are able to check, see if there's a way to track the productivity. Fourth is the workflow, right? Generic tools work great for individuals, but fail completely at the enterprise scale. And we see this all the time that, we have companies that want to use ChatGPT or something like that, and they use it to write emails or something else. But just because they have something that for each individual doesn't mean it's actually going to save money or work overall with the entire business. The fifth one is that they're missing the biggest ROI, which is the back office automation. And I'm going to cover this here in a little bit, but that is one of the easiest things, because what I always say is always start with a project that's easy to track, easy to check ROI. And the one I always find over and over again is back office automation. Then 6 is the learning gaps. Organizations simply can't adapt these tools to their actual workflows because they just don't have the people and the training and so on. That's why I spend a lot of my time training, people at certain companies to help everybody understand what AI is. So the way I see this news is it should be a wake-up call. AI without a strategy is a costly experiment. So most companies are stuck in what I call the Gen AI aware stage, which really leads to pure chaos. They're doing aggressive adoption without strategy. Engineering blames product blames the models, and projects just stall out. Some companies do reach Gen AI ready, so they have a CTO understanding pilot programs and trained teams making incremental progress, but only really 20% ever reach Gen AI first. This means AI is built right into the company's daily work, producing reliable and consistent results and creating benefits that build on themselves over time. So the difference between these stages isn't the technology, it's implementing the strategy. So how do we fix this? It's not about chasing the next shiny AI tool or some vendor that slaps AI to their product or their brand name. Success comes from treating AI as one tool in your arsenal for getting the results you need, which is focusing on ROI, not the current AI fad. So the big question is, how do you become the winning 5%? Start with the strategy. Align AI to the business goals like revenue growth or costs or cost cuts. Don't delegate to the IT team alone, and get everybody's buy-in on this, all the way from C-suite down to the people that are actually be using the AI. ROI must be in every conversation. I talk about this in my 5 levels of AI automation. I'll link the video right here, but I really break down each level and how this should work. The next one would be build data foundation. Clean, accessible data is key. Avoid biased or siloed info. This is my level 4 in my 5 levels. And then you redesign workflows. AI loves back office automation, and this is one of the things I do too. I love that's what the first place I look to try to look for savings for a company. And one of them could be like cutting outsourcing costs or streamlining any kind of anything that's done manually. These are the things we want to look at. Or would be like measure and measure, right? Have clear metrics. What is success? It's amazing how simple this can be. But when I ask businesses in my discovery call, what is success and how it's measured, I really do. I get crickets. And then you just want to make sure you de-risk with experts. You're not probably not AI is probably not your specialty. So look for any kind of like virtual CTOs or consultants and so on, or train more of your people so they have that readiness. And then you have a Gen AI first leadership. Then like I said, with training, this will avoid the chaos from overconfident adoption. Okay, so now let's put everything I just said in some sort of framework. First, you got to make it predictable, repeatable, and measurable. I kind of mentioned that already, but what you have to do is stop experimenting and start building repeatable processes that deliver measurable outcomes. Then second, you want to focus on the back office first. I talked about this just a second ago, and we want to talk about eliminate business process outsourcing, cut external agency costs, streamline operations before you think about the customer-facing AI. So like I mentioned, look at what you can do right now, what's going on in the back end where you can save money, and you could track, come up with what's success, what kind of results are you tracking, and then what kind of ROI. It's much easier to do that first before you start looking at customer facing AI. And then, really what you could do is talk about the pain points at the company. What manual work costs you the most in time and salary? And third, start small and scale smart. Run low risk experiments that have compound value. They integrate deeply rather than broadly, right? So once you are seeing the ROI, then you can scale. And so this isn't rocket science, but most companies get it backwards. Okay, so now let's talk about the opportunity. Now, here's why this market correction is actually fantastic news for smart businesses. The market correction is separating serious players from the hype chasers. Companies are finally realizing they need proven guidance, not more shiny tools. So real ROI comes from implementation expertise, not having the latest AI innovation. So the implementing of the gap between companies that get this right and those that don't, that's your competitive advantage. The ones that can implement this strategy will be years ahead of their competition. So I hope this information I've given you has given you a lot to think about. This is exactly what I kind of do with companies to help them navigate through their AI journey. So I help companies usually in 3 basic ways. There's what I like to call a jam session, where we run collaborative workshops to find quick wins and immediate value. And this can be anywhere from like 4 to 6 weeks, maybe once a week. I get with everybody on the team. So that's why it's more of a collaborative deal. We talk, we kind of come up with ideas, and this really helps companies, really get back on focus and be able to come up with really good AI projects. Then the next one I do is there's an AI audit where I identify your specific opportunities and the implementation gaps. And, this normally takes 4 to 6 weeks. And then I have what I call a virtual CTO, or what I like to call a fractional chief AI officer. And that's when I go in there and I provide strategic guidance for a complete AI transformation. But whichever of these I do, I always have one focus: measurable business outcomes and real ROI. And I don't really go into the impressive demos or cutting edge technology. Well, I guess maybe I do on my YouTube channel, but I really go after actual results that show up on your profit and loss. So to sum it up, I'm not here as your AI expert. I'm your partner for measurable business results, using AI and cloud as tools among many. And so I help companies like yours who want AI but don't know where to start, with simple ROI-focused steps. So if you're ready to move beyond the AI hype and get real results, here's what you need to do. First, complete the AI assessment at my digital6.tech /AI-form, which I have a link down below, and really identify your specific opportunity or opportunities. And then after that, we'll schedule a consultation where we'll discuss your situation and implementation challenges. And then after that, we'll get a good clarity on where AI can actually drive results in your business. And then from there, we'll get clarity on where AI can actually drive results in your business. So the companies that act now, while everyone else is panicking about the market correction, are going to dominate in their industry. So the AI bubble isn't bursting, it's just separating the winners from the losers. While everyone else is changing the shiny AI objects that are out there, smart companies are focusing on implementing and getting the real results. So the question is, which group do you want to be in? Don't let the AI bubble ruin your AI plans. So before you go and fill out that form, first, like and subscribe this video, and then you'll get more AI insights that I'll be providing from here on out. And then feel free to leave a comment below. What is your biggest AI challenge? And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.